Hey, welcome back everybody to Altcoin Daily. My name is Aaron.
My name is Austin.
And we are just at the airport, leaving the Tron event right now, flying back to Los Angeles. What you are about to see is a compilation of interviews and B-roll that we shot in our 2 days here in San Francisco. What you can look forward to is a plethora of interviews from your favorite influencers, including
Ivan on Tech,
Elliot from FUD TV,
Crypto Zombie,
WendyO,
Bitboy,
and many, many others. It was a pleasure meeting them. Roll it.
All right, welcome back everybody to Altcoin Daily. We are in the Tron offices, BitTorrent offices in San Francisco, and I'm here with the man, the legend. You might have seen him in a recent picture with Justin's son, Cliff. How are you doing today, Cliff?
Good. It's been a good morning for us so far.
Great morning. I love the office.
Thank you.
For the folks at home, could you explain your role here at the company?
Yeah, so I run global comms and PR here, which basically means we are telling the Tron and BitTorrent story and putting out the brush fires like we had this week with the Buffett postponement.
Let me ask you this. Tron in 5 years, where do you see it? Or BitTorrent too, but...
Yeah, I mean, I think part of it, as I was saying earlier to people, BitTorrent I think is really the crown jewel of the Tron ecosystem. What you see there is 100 million users who are going to be introduced to blockchain. And I like to talk about blockchain more than I talk about cryptocurrency. I think people get caught up in a whole hype of cryptocurrency, and I think blockchain is the technology that's more important.
Interesting. And in 5 years, you see BitTorrent really being the catalyst to usher in new users?
Yeah, I mean, you have 100 million people who are potentially introduced to blockchain. If you think about the industry in general, the whole cryptocurrency blockchain industry, right now the estimates are 10 million to 20 million people total. Wow. So think about the amount of people that you can introduce in one fell swoop. And that was, like I was saying earlier, is the thing that's really interesting to me about the Tron and BitTorrent. It's a grand experiment in whether we can make blockchain mainstream.
This is Elliot from FUD TV. You guys know him. You guys subscribe to his channel.
Thank you, guys.
Let me ask you this. What do you think of the Tron offices? We've just started the day, and we come to you. We don't want the we don't want the bullshit. Okay, we come to you. We're appealing to the everyday man.
Yep.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think there's an interesting vibe. I don't know. I've been in a fair few tech offices. I build D-apps myself. I don't know if you guys follow my channel. You'll know that. Yeah, I think there's definitely some things that are totally standard that you're seeing around here. Nice views, nice kitchens, stuff like that. There were a little bit of a feeling of kind of like fake busyness going on. I wasn't sure why we were getting such a long recruiting speech.
Right.
It was very confusing for me.
For the folks at home, they did put us through, if we would like jobs at Tron, they're available, and they're always trying to grow.
Yeah. There was some roadmaps up that I don't know. I look at roadmaps a lot, and yeah, I guess I could say that I don't know if I've seen anything that let me know anything so far.
For that roadmap,
Yeah.
I couldn't even read any of it. It seemed...
Yeah, there was just generic sort of buzzwords up there, but there didn't seem to be any real plans. I'm going to send it over to my CTO and ask if he sees absolutely anything that means absolutely anything to him. We'll
nice.
see.
In a whiteboard, when you see the roadmap on just, dry erase whiteboard, should there be specifics or more of an outline?
Why would you write it up there on the whiteboard if it doesn't have value in such a prominent location? For me, I'm really curious because there's a lot of focus on BitTorrent. There's a lot of focus on BitTorrent's speed being this huge bridge between blockchain and traditional hundreds of millions of user products. And I downloaded BitTorrent Speed, and I want to know how that's going, because from my perspective, I didn't see what looked like an extremely lively ecosystem. So I want to actually hear from the BitTorrent engineers how that's going. I'd love to hear from the data engineer about the users and the actual interactions with the product and the seeding and the interactions with BTT in particular, because I think that's a big I guess, turning point on the whole proposition that has been BitTorrent up to this point. And so there's been a lot of hype, a lot of excitement around it, and certainly a lot of focus on the Tron side on that. And I'd just like to know how that's going. Really, I don't have any opinion so far, except I don't think I've learned a tremendous amount by being here, but I think everyone's been really lovely. And
Yeah,
the
days
just started.
We're open.
Yeah, we're open, and I'd love to know more. And for me, I'm a investor, builder, lover of Tron for a long time, and so I really want to know what's going on. And so we'll hopefully get to the bottom of it today.
We are joined here by the Ivan on Tech, the best in the business, coming at you every morning like an atomic clock with the black coffee, no cream, no sugar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good to be here. Good to be on Altcoin Daily.
Yeah, man, good to have you. So, we just started our day at the Tron offices, so, there's a lot we don't know, but, obviously it's fun to come to crypto conferences in general.
Sure.
What do you think, what are you looking forward to today?
Today, just learn who's actually working on Tron. Because Tron is a lot about hype, marketing. You hear a lot on social media, in newspapers, but it actually interesting to see who's actually working behind the scenes. Who are the engineers? So I'm trying to book someone to come on my channel and talk about what they're building from a tech standpoint. Because when it comes to Tron versus Ethereum, for example, Tron is lagging behind in terms of development community, the fact that it's difficult to start developing. You need to do a lot of research yourself. It's not a lot of help for developers. So it would be interesting to talk with them about that and how they're planning to improve that. And you had some guys also mentioning it. We had a meeting with the HR team before, and they were mentioning it as well, that it is a bit difficult as a developer to get into Tron right now and build smart contracts and apps.
Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely be tuning into that on your channel because you can talk tech with people,
Yes,
and actually
yes,
we can understand it on your channel. Do you hold any Tron?
I don't.
don't?
I don't hold. You do?
No, I don't, but that's okay. We can still visit the office.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. You need to do some research before you go all in.
Just initially, do you feel like, because I don't know, is this BitTorrent thing, do you think this is, they think it's their crown jewel, and it does seem exciting, but as a developer, what do you think about that?
I'm not sure. I want to talk to BitTorrent developers. I mean, why do you need a token? And that's the biggest question. Does it add more friction than good, being a token? So I'm not sure. I'm very interested talking to developers, but I haven't used BitTorrent with the token version, so I haven't done a lot of research on that either.
We met this gentleman last night, but could you just remind us of your channel?
Sure. Yeah, my name's Quinn, Mid-Earth Crypto. So you guys check me out there on Twitter, YouTube, whatever.
Final thoughts on this Tron office, Justin Sun aside.
Sure.
We have a nice tour. They've been very nice, and we come to you because we don't want the bullshit.
Yeah,
okay, we
absolutely.
want the real opinion from an everyday guy like you and me.
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing is you see people working. You see it's a real place. You see there's really actual products and value that are happening right now. I mean, 70 or 65 people just grinding hard at work makes you feel confident in investing in a platform that's got a final goal. They've got a long-term plan, and seeing a map that says 2022 or 2020 on it makes me feel better that they've got plans not just for today or tomorrow, but next year. So that's where I'm at.
I like it.
We really are very thankful that you guys are here today. I said this in an earlier interview. You hear a lot about the sizzle of Tron, whether you like it or not. One of the things we wanted to do today was really have you guys talk to the folks that are actually making the stake. That's Justin Knoll and Song there, head of product and head of engineering. Pick their brains about what they're excited about, with blockchain, BitTorrent, Tron. They're here, we're here, and have a good lunch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, this is a great
Black truffles for family meals. You know what?
All right, we are back with Elliot from FUD TV. Elliot, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm having a lovely day up here in San Francisco.
Excellent. So we spoke to you at the start of today when we were first at the Tron offices. So I guess we just wanted to do a quick follow-up. Were you able to get any of your questions and concerns that you brought up earlier? Were you able to get any of that answered or spoken about?
Yeah, I had a long conversation with Justin Knoll, the head of BitTorrent. Had a conversation with Cliff, who's the head of their public relations. They're both pretty transparent individuals, and it seems like for me, one of the biggest things was understanding who's going to be using BitTorrent, how many people are going to be using it, how many people are using it now. This was one of the biggest, most hyped partnerships and integrations for Tron, and so it's like, hey, what's going on here? Is this actually panning out? I think I got my questions answered. It sounds like they have multiple millions of signed up users actually using the program. I don't know if they're seeding, I don't know about that information, but my goal is to keep in touch with Justin Knoll and start keeping that information flowing. So yeah, I think I got some questions answered.
So would you say your opinion of Tron has changed since this event?
No, actually, I've been working in this Tron world for a long time now, and sort of keeping track of the ebbs and flows of the ecosystem. And I'd say it's nice to finally have more direct interaction with the Tron team, but at the same time, I think I have a pretty well-rounded view of how Tron is, their strengths, their weaknesses, and hopefully where they're going to be going in the future. So it's been nice, and I have to say a huge thank you to the whole Tron team, Justin. I think we had an absolutely wonderful weekend, and certainly, as usual, I'm optimistic about the future, but have still questions I'd like to see answered.
Hey, could you, just a fun question, top 3 coins that you're interested in at this moment?
Yeah. Bitcoin, and Bitcoin right now. I think so. Yeah.
All right.
Those are my top 3. Honestly, Ethereum's going to do well. Their DeFi ecosystem's cool. And yeah,
Yet you develop on the Tron blockchain.
I develop on Tron, and as a developer, super great environment. It's free, it's cheap to deploy on, it's free transactions, low energy cost, and it just lots of Solidity devs in the world because of Ethereum, and so there's a lot of talent to fish from in that pool. However, there are struggles with Tron. I'm not fully convinced as an investor that putting my money in Tron as a large position right now is going to pay off the same way that Bitcoin is going to pay off. So as all of my crypto dollars, Bitcoin's taking the lion's share. I still have some Tron, still have some Cardano, still have some EOS, still have some Ethereum, still have plenty of Stellar, but those, my ontology position's almost gone. But yeah, I still have hope for these projects, and I hope everybody does well. I see new projects pumping, but right now, I believe it's a very magical moment. I think the stars are aligned for Bitcoin, and I think we could see a $100,000 Bitcoin. I think we could see $1 million Bitcoin in the next 5-10 years, and I think it's going to be, we're all just going to look back and wish we had more Bitcoin. The supply and demand curves don't necessarily indicate that we're going to need more TRX. I think people will pick up TRX and sell TRX. People will pick up Ethereum and sell Ethereum, and same with the other tokens. But when it comes down to it, everyone's going to want more Satoshis in the 10, 20-year future, and I think it's just a great time to be involved in Bitcoin.
Interesting. I like that. So you heard it here. This is Elliot from FUD TV. Thank you very much, Elliot. See you on the boat.
Thanks so much, guys.
I'm standing here with Mr. Crypto Beadles. How you doing today?
Doing great, brother. How you doing?
I'm
We're
doing
standing
great.
in a line here. We're getting ready to get on a boat, with a whole bunch of us. So should be a good time, I'm hoping. We'll see some sea otters and maybe the rock, and I don't know, maybe some people swimming across the bay,
Dude.
Sharks chasing them, all that kind of cool stuff.
I'm not going to put it past us. Let me ask you this. We're midway, almost done with the Tron event. Has your opinion of Tron changed after touring the offices, after meeting the people?
I came here for my buddies. So, we didn't really hear a ton about Tron. Justin, unfortunately, didn't make it. And so, obviously, that's the person you want to talk to and hear straight from the horse's mouth, right? So, without him here, obviously, none of my opinions have changed other than it's just great to see all my buddies.
I agree. The people here were the best parts.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, there was some really cool people we met at Tron that, took pretty good care of us. So, it's nice to meet them, and they're good people as well.
Ivan, it's been a pleasure getting to know you these last few hours and days. I was hoping to ask you a couple follow-up questions. So we've just went through this Tron event, and I was wondering if your opinion on Tron has changed at all over the last 48 hours.
Yeah, I think it has, because previously I just had Tron as this project I read about online and watched videos about online and followed people on social media online. But now that we've actually been here, it feels more real and more substantial. Yeah. But at the same time, honestly, we did not get to see a lot. We saw the office briefly, yes. We saw some employees, yes. Right. But I would wish to get a more and even deeper interaction with Tron. Right. Because the whole day was, I mean, we started at 10, now it's approximately 6 p.m. We were in the office for maybe one and a half hour, and then we're out of the office.
And part of that time when we were in the office, we were talking to like the recruiters, right?
Yeah, the recruiters. I don't know why they why they had that meeting with the recruiters.
It was a bit odd, but whatevs. Did you get a chance to talk with any of the developers at the beautiful lunch?
Not really. I wasn't sitting close to the developers, but I'm trying to find them here. Like there was the CTO guy around.
Yeah,
so.
Justin, the guy I was sitting next to, he's here. He was a good guy to talk to. I thought he was like pretty honest and straightforward. But I'm not a developer, so I couldn't ask him any technical questions.
Right. But for now, it's the projects that they're building right now are still in the beta phase and still early on. So we still don't have anything concrete yet. And as we talked about previously, right now they really need to focus on their development community and making it easier to start developing, to start creating smart contracts. And there you need to do a lot of work with, for example, education, tutorials, building communities online in terms of forums where people can help each other. That is very important right now.
Very nice. All right, hey, thank you so much, man. Pleasure meeting you. Yeah, cheers. We are here with WendyO. That's your channel, right?
That is, it's CryptoWendyO.
Hey, it's been great getting to know you these past few days.
Thank you.
I was just hoping to get your opinions on some things. Is that cool?
Let's do it.
All right, cool. So we just went through kind of like a few days of Tron activities. I thought they were great hosts, but besides their hospitality, has your opinion on Tron changed at all?
It actually changed more positively. I was excited because I got to talk to Cliff. I got to ask him questions. I got to ask him hard questions, and he answered them very well. Generally, when you read a news article, you kind of feel biased in a way because you're not necessarily getting it from the source. But I feel like with this trip, we actually got to meet the team and we got to get the real story from the source instead of possibly biased perspectives.
So are you more excited on Tron or their crown jewel, as they describe it, BitTorrent and BTT token?
I'm actually excited for the amount of transparency they provided to me in the crypto space. That's very important, and I'm just excited that we were actually able to get to the bottom of what happened instead of hearing from multiple different news agencies and being able to actually talk to the team.
Which influencer surprised you the most?
You guys, of course. Hello.
I am very excited. A man that I just met at this event this weekend, the zombie, K-Dubs, Kyle, he has done me a favor and agreed to do a final interview, and I just wanted to gauge his opinion on this event. How you doing, Kyle?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much, guys. By the way, I just want to say I love your channel. I actually do watch it. I appreciate the content. I find quality out of it.
Has your opinion on Tron changed in any way?
To be completely honest with you, a little bit, yeah. Because it was mostly just like Justin Sun as the figurehead, and I think what I really found today was seeing all the people, how many people were actually behind the scenes working. You know, it's crazy how the media can kind of like distort things and twist things and kind of like run with one sort of thing that happened, you know what I mean? And you know, Justin Sun, he actually came out with that a sort of apology, and I have to really kind of side with him in a way and be like, you know, he genuinely felt bad for what he did, you know, and he felt that maybe he was overhyping the situation. And when you see these guys working hard and actually the way that they believe in what they're doing, it definitely shows me that you shouldn't be so quick to judge projects or people or really anything in the space, you know, based off of something that you saw on social media or something like that. You know what I mean? I think we need to all be a little more understanding to the whole space in general, so.
Wow, a little older, a little wiser, and a positive experience here at the Tron event. Kyle, it's been a pleasure, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Crypto Zombie.
I'm here with Ben from Bitboy Crypto. Let me ask you this. Has your opinion of Tron changed after this weekend?
No, I mean, I've been a fan of Tron for a while. I've kind of liked what they're doing. I like their dApps. I think the blockchain they run is pretty good. Obviously, the negatives of Tron is, well, the pros and the negatives, the pros and the cons are really the same. It's just the guerrilla marketing, and they do very intense marketing, and that leads to a lot of publicity, but it also leads to a lot of problems for them, where it seems like sometimes they kind of can't stay out of their own way. And this is just another one of those events where the launch got postponed, and it kind of seems like that's the same thing that happened. So, but overall, I was impressed with a lot of the transparency from the PR team that we got to talk to. I got a lot of answers to questions. I asked some hard questions.
Like what?
Well, I said, okay, does Justin Sun really have kidney stones? And they said yes. And I said, okay.
You didn't press him though.
Well, no, I did. I said, okay, even though he has kidney stones, is that the only issue that led to the postponement of the launch? And he said, I didn't say that. So
was this Cliff?
Cliff, right, yeah.
Cliff's the man.
Cliff, I love Cliff. So, I mean, really the in-between-the-lines thing there is, obviously there's a lot of the pressure that Justin is getting from China. I've asked if that's real. They said it's real. So he's getting a lot of pressure from China, and that also had to do with the postponement of the launch. I mean, he didn't specifically say those words, but that was the implication. And that's what I was looking for them to be honest about it, because we all know Justin Sun's a really hard worker, and it's hard to see, as painful as kidney stones would be, that he wouldn't push through that for this launch. So there's other forces in play, but you know, the kind of unfortunate thing about all the pressure from China is it's a communist-controlled country, it's not a good government, it's a bad actor, and yet people in crypto will use that, like kind of almost on the behalf of the Chinese government to say, see, told you Tron's a scam. Like, even though Justin Sun's getting pressure for promoting Tron and promoting himself, that doesn't have anything to do with the project. It's really cultural, and it's another layer to that, which we also kind of talked about a little bit today, is, and people don't think about this right now, there's a huge trade war going on between the US government and China. And so you have Justin Sun, a Chinese citizen, over here promoting a project that started in China, in America.
Inviting Trump to that event, this project. You invited Trump to this launch.
He did.
On Twitter.
I did not know that. So inviting Trump, inviting Warren Buffett, who Warren Buffett, you know, it has a lot to do with the government as well. He's actually the one that the bailouts originated with, a phone call between him and whoever was the treasurer at the time. So, you know, I think there's a lot more to this story than we're seeing right now, and we're going to find out more in the future. But the transparency that I got from Cliff on that question, that was all I was after. I mean, that was a tough question I wanted the answer to. I asked others, but that was the main one.
I'm here with Quinn, Mid-Earth Crypto. Subscribe to his channel. Let me ask you this. Has your opinion of Tron changed since the last 36 hours after this event?
No. I've been a pretty big Tron supporter from October of last year, so it's still going to be my biggest bag moving forward. I plan on loading up on BTT in the future. I'm looking forward to the airdrops that are coming with the Win token. So I'm concerned like everybody else is, but the idea that Justin was able to submit a message last night acknowledging his faults, acknowledging the shortcomings that he's had so far, and accepting those responsibilities in the sense of overreaching for the marketing. I think we even mentioned that. Overreaching on the marketing is a little bit, it's one of his shortcomings, I think, in his attempts to try to go big. But if he's willing to take the steps to maybe hire a team, bring them on board, and let them kind of assist in his growth, I think that'll be the best thing for Tron in the future.
I like it.
What did you think of the Tron event, Austin?
Well, honestly, I thought that my biggest takeaway from the Tron event is, number one, how much of a positive culture that they have at their headquarters. It really reminded me of a Silicon Valley, the TV show, just young tech, people working, locked in on their computers. So now when I think of Tron, I'm going to think of that. And I guess the people. The people were all really nice.
I was pleasantly surprised putting a face to Tron rather than just Justin Sun and the headlines and the memes that come out of the crypto news.
Because oftentimes when I think of Tron, it's just those meme-like headlines, and this week really humanized it for me.
Sure. So I was pleasantly surprised at the whole process. Does that mean that I'm going to buy a bunch of TRX tokens? No, that doesn't mean that.
But I loved learning about it, and I'm really open to learning more. It seems like a great corporate culture.
What influencer did you most enjoy meeting?
Well, I really enjoyed meeting Ivan on Tech, just because I guess he's the one that I watched the most. I was very surprised how reserved and very nice guy, and how tall he was. But, very quiet, but super nice.
Tall and humble. Very nice guy. I enjoyed meeting everybody, in fact. Elliot from FUD TV lives in Los Angeles, so maybe we'll meet up with him sometime. WendyO lives in Los Angeles. Maybe we'll meet up with her sometime.
If this video changed your opinion of Tron, let us know down in the comments below. But we got to get to our flight.